Finally, God is exposing your son. Your son is you can't believe. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says this is very serious. Don't ignore this. Archangel Michael is standing beside you as these words are spoken, commanding that you hear every syllable with the full weight of eternity upon it. He says, don't tell anyone. Not yet. Because the biggest truth is being revealed to you in this moment. And this truth will shake your spirit. It will bend your understanding of what you thought you knew. And it will open a veil that has been kept closed for far too long. Finally, God is exposing your son. Your son is carrying something so heavy, so hidden, so unexpected that when you see it, when you finally realize it, you will not be able to believe it at first. You will ask, Lord, how could this be? How did I not see it sooner? But heaven will remind you that there is a reason timing matters. There is a reason this truth is coming now, because now is the appointed hour of unveiling. And this is the moment you must be told. For years, whispers followed you. Unspoken thoughts lingered around you and your spirit felt something, but you could never quite put your finger on it. You sensed it. Yes, you felt that something was not right, that something was being hidden. You brushed it aside. You told yourself you were imagining things. But no, heaven saw the truth. And now heaven refuses to let you walk in blindness any longer. This is the unveiling and it begins with your son. God says your son is at the very center of a story that is unfolding in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Your son is not only tied to your destiny, he is tied to your test. He has been a mystery wrapped in silence, carrying truths that you were not meant to know until this very hour. That is why Archangel Michael is present, his sword drawn, his voice stern. Do not ignore this. Do not run from this. Do not dismiss this as fantasy. This is the serious revelation of heaven. You cannot believe what is being said, but you must because God says your son is carrying a secret that affects not just him, but you, your household, your destiny, and the path ahead. There are things he has done, things he has agreed to, things he has hidden, and things he has cried about in silence. He has been torn between two worlds, walking with one foot in the light and one in the shadows. And though you love him, though you have prayed for him, though you have begged heaven to cover him, there comes a time when covering is lifted and exposure begins. That time is now. Finally, God is exposing your son. Do you understand the weight of this moment? God says this is not to destroy him nor to destroy you, but to liberate both of you. What he has hidden has bound him. What you were unaware of has bound you. And now heaven breaks the silence. Archangel Michael says, don't tell anyone yet. This is for you first because you must prepare your heart for the shock of the revelation. You must be ready to handle truth with wisdom, with courage, and with obedience. This is not gossip. This is not rumor. This is not a passing word. This is the voice of heaven pulling back the curtain and saying, "Look, this is what was always there. Hidden behind smiles, hidden behind silence, hidden behind daily life, and now you see it. Your son is involved in something that shakes the heavens. Your son is standing on ground that has been shaky for too long. He has fought battles in silence. He has entered agreements in darkness. He has cried where no one saw him. He has built walls so high that you could never climb them, not even with your love. But God says no wall can stand before him. No silence is louder than his voice. No secret is hidden from his eye. That is why this exposure is happening now. Not because you demanded it. Not because you sought it out, but because heaven's calendar struck this day and this hour as the appointed unveiling. Your son is at the heart of something that you never imagined. The truth will shock you. The truth will stun you, but the truth will free you. Because when God exposes, He also heals. When God reveals, He also redeems. Do not fear this revelation. It is painful. Yes, it is heavy, yes, but it is also holy. Because through it, your son has a chance to be delivered. Through it, you have a chance to understand. Through it, heaven gains victory where hell thought it won. God says your son is more than what he pretends to be. He is more than what he has allowed others to see. He is carrying something so deep, so complex, so tied to your bloodline that heaven had to intervene. He is connected to promises made long before he was born. Promises made in the spirit realm. And the enemy has tried to claim him because of it. That is why his life feels different. That is why his path has been harder. That is why there are things about him you cannot quite explain because he is entangled in something spiritual. Something ancient, something that had to come to the light before it consumed him. Finally, God is exposing your son, and you will ask, "Why now, Lord?" And God will answer, "Because there is no more time. Because the delay has ended. Because the hidden cannot remain hidden. Because the bloodline must be cleansed. Because the destiny attached to you cannot move forward while this shadow remains. Because your prayers have been heard. Because your tears have been recorded. Because you asked for truth even when you didn't know what it would cost. And heaven says truth is here. Archangel Michael says, this exposure is not a game. This is not small. This is not casual. This is eternity colliding with your reality. That's why your spirit feels a trembling as you read this. That's why you feel both fear and relief at once. That's why your body reacts even though your mind tries to reason it away. Because your soul knows heaven is speaking. Your soul knows this is serious. Your soul knows you cannot ignore it. Your Son is the vessel through which this unveiling begins. But it is bigger than him, bigger than you, bigger than family. It is generational. It is spiritual. It is prophetic. And that is why it shakes you. Finally, God is exposing your Son. His choices, his struggles, his secrets, his ties, they are all laid bare before heaven. And now they are being laid bare before you. Do not fear what you see. Do not hate him for what is revealed. Understand exposure is not destruction. Exposure is deliverance. God exposes only what he plans to heal. God reveals only what he plans to redeem. This is a moment of truth. Yes, but it is also a moment of mercy. Because without this unveiling, destruction would have followed. Without this moment, the enemy's claim would have remained. Without this truth, destiny would have been blocked. But God intervened. God says, this is very serious. Don't ignore this. Archangel Michael has stepped forward with urgency, his voice carrying the weight of heaven's command. And he says to you with trembling yet powerful authority, don't tell anyone. Keep this message hidden in your heart. Until the time I reveal, because what you are about to hear is the biggest truth you were never supposed to know. The earth may shake at these words. Your soul may shiver. Your heart may question. But you cannot look away from this revelation because finally God is exposing your Son. Yes, your Son. And the truth about him is something you never imagined. Something that has been concealed for so long behind closed doors, behind layers of secrecy, behind illusions designed to keep you blind. But heaven will no longer stay silent. Your prayers have reached the throne. Your tears have been counted. Your pleas for clarity have been heard. And today is the day the truth is unveiled. Archangel Michael leans close and whispers urgently. You can't believe this when you first hear it, but it is not a lie. It is not a test of imagination. This is the truth. Your Son is carrying something, living something, hiding something that the world doesn't see. For so long, the enemy tried to cloak it with shadows, to make you think it was normal, to make you dismiss the signs. But God says, no more. I am light, and where I enter, shadows flee. I will shine the light into the deepest corners, into the hidden places, and nothing can remain buried. Your Son is at the center of a divine story. And what I am about to expose will shake you, will move you, but it will also set him free. You must understand this is not about judgment. This is about revelation. This is about God lifting the veil so you can see your Son clearly, not with the eyes of flesh but with the eyes of spirit. There has been confusion around him. There have been whispers about him. You notice things, but you brush them aside because your love is so strong. Because you couldn't imagine that something so heavy, so shocking could be tied to him. But heaven never lies and the angels never exaggerate. What they bring is pure truth. And now they are showing you what your Son carries, what he has hidden, what was placed upon him without your knowing. Finally, God is exposing this. Archangel Michael says this is not a small matter. This is serious. He says you must not share this with careless ears. You must not speak of this too quickly. Not everyone around you can handle the truth. Not everyone who smiles at you is safe. Some will twist this revelation. Some will use it to wound you. That is why Michael says, don't tell anyone yet. Receive it. Guard it. Pray on it. Act with wisdom. For what is about to be revealed is not only about your Son. It is about the destiny of your bloodline, the legacy of your family, the curses that tried to destroy you, and the blessings that God is now releasing. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. God says, your Son is chosen. He carries a mantle you cannot see. He has been fought since birth. Do you remember the strange sicknesses? The nights he cried without reason, the accidents that nearly touched him, those were not coincidences. The enemy saw him before you did. The enemy tried to snuff him out before he could even grow. But heaven said no. Angels were dispatched around his crib. Angels stood guard at his bed. You thought it was just a mother's love that kept him alive, but it was divine intervention because your Son carries something too heavy for the enemy to tolerate. He carries purpose. He carries divine secrets. He carries a calling that stretches beyond his years. And that is why the enemy used shadows, temptations, distractions, and people to try and distort him. But listen carefully. What God is exposing now is not to shame him. It is to free him. Your Son has been carrying something in silence. Something he didn't think he could share. Something he thought would make you turn away. He has been battling demons in the unseen and no one knew. His smile sometimes covered it, but his eyes could not lie. You noticed the heaviness. You noticed the distance, but you told yourself it was just a phase. God says no, it was not a phase. It was spiritual warfare. And that is why Archangel Michael is crying out with urgency, open this message, hear it, do not ignore it because it is about your Son's soul, your Son's path, your Son's future. Finally, God is exposing your Son's truth. Your son is caught between two worlds. The world of light and the world of shadow. Heaven has marked him, but the enemy has tried to counterfeit his destiny. He has been whispered to in dreams. He has been offered things that seemed good but were traps. He has been pushed toward paths that are not his, paths that look attractive but lead to destruction. And you wondered why he seemed confused, why he sometimes resisted you, why he sometimes walked in silence. It is because he has been wrestling with the biggest truth of his life, who he really is. And now God says, no more wrestling in secret. I will reveal. I will confirm. I will speak louder than the enemy. The truth is that your son is not ordinary. He is anointed. He is called and he has been hiding it because he doesn't know how to carry it. Your son is also carrying a wound you could not see. A betrayal he never spoke of. A shame that tried to silence him. He thought if you knew you would look at him differently. But God says, I see all. I see what happened. I see what he fears. I see the tears he never let fall in front of you. And I am not angry with him. I am fighting for him. You must know this exposure is not to condemn. It is to heal. Because the time is too short, the hour is too urgent, and your son's destiny cannot be delayed any longer. Archangel Michael says, listen carefully. Don't panic, but believe. Your son is about to be transformed. The truth that was hidden is rising to the surface. He may come to you. He may confess. He may reveal something that shakes you. Don't turn him away. Don't react in fear. Don't speak words that will wound him. Just listen. Just hold him. Just pray. Because heaven is orchestrating this conversation. And when it comes, it will be the key to his release. It will be the moment the chains break. You prayed for his protection. You asked God to save him. This is the answer. But it comes wrapped in exposure. It comes wrapped in shocking truth. It comes in a way you did not expect. God says, your son is mine. He was always mine. The enemy tried to mark him, but my seal is greater. He will not be lost. He will not be destroyed. He will not die in his wilderness. I will raise him. I will guide him. I will anoint him. He will shock even you with the man he becomes. But before the glory, there must be the unveiling. Before the crown, there must be the cleansing. And that is what I am doing now. This message is your preparation. So when it comes, you will not fear. You will not reject. You will not panic. You will understand. Heaven already showed you. Heaven already warned you. Heaven already prepared you. And you will be the anchor your son needs. You will be the one to hold his hand as he walks from shadow into light. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Your son's story is not tragedy, it is testimony. His truth will not destroy him. It will deliver him. His exposure will not break him. It will build him. His revelation will not shame him. It will crown him. And you, his parent, will stand and see what God always saw, that your son was chosen, marked, beloved, and destined for greatness. Finally, God is exposing your son. And the truth is bigger than what you think. The truth is that he is not who the world assumed. He is more. He is brighter. He is bolder. He is deeper. He is marked with a destiny that stretches into generations. You cannot believe this now, but soon you will see. Soon you will understand. Soon you will say, God was right. Michael was right. The message was true. And when you do, tears will fall. But they will be tears of release, of healing, of gratitude. For the God who never lies, the God who never abandons, the God who exposes, not to destroy but to restore, has come for your son. This is serious. Don't ignore it. Don't tell anyone yet. Just hold it. Just pray. Just prepare, because in the days to come the exposure will meet your eyes and you will not be afraid. You will already know. You will already have heard. You will already be ready. And when your son stands before you trembling, confessing, revealing, you will not see him as broken. You will see him as chosen, and heaven will rejoice because the truth that was hidden is finally free. God says this is very serious, and heaven is moving in this moment because the truth that has been hidden for too long can no longer remain in the dark. Archangel Michael stands over you, commanding you to listen closely, because this message is not by accident and this moment is not random. This is divine timing, a revelation that carries the weight of heaven itself. Do not take this lightly. Do not run from it. Do not hide. This is for you and only you. And Archangel Michael says you cannot tell anyone else until God has finished speaking to your heart. What is being exposed now concerns your son. And though it will shock you, though it will shake your understanding, it is for your protection. For your son's deliverance, and for the unfolding of God's purpose in both of your lives. Your son is not what he appears to be on the surface. God has seen his struggles, his battles, the hidden things he cannot say aloud. What you cannot see, God has always seen. What you could not hear, heaven has always heard. The truth is not to destroy him, but to free him. God is exposing your son not so you may fear, but so that you may pray with greater power, with greater understanding, and with sharper vision. The enemy has tried to cover your son in shadows, weaving confusion around him, attempting to pull him away from his destiny. But God says enough. The truth must be revealed, because only truth can break the chains that falsehood has bound him with. Archangel Michael says this is not a joke. He has stood guard over your family, but he has seen the battles your son has fought in silence. He has seen the nights of hidden tears, the days of pretending to be strong, the pressures that overwhelm his spirit. God says, your son is in a place of conflict, caught between who I created him to be and the lies the world has whispered into his heart. This conflict has created storms around him. Storms that affected you. Storms that made you wonder why things kept going wrong. Why peace seemed to disappear without explanation. The truth is, your son has been holding secrets, and those secrets have weighed down his soul like stones. But heaven says no secret can remain hidden forever. What is done in the dark will always come to the light. And now, for his sake, for your sake, for your family's sake, God is exposing it. You cannot believe what God is saying because it is bigger than you imagined. Your son has been marked by heaven since before he was born. There has always been a great calling on his life. The enemy saw it early and targeted him. The battles he faced were not random. They were spiritual attacks designed to break him before he discovered who he truly is. But he survived. He is still here. And the very fact that he is alive is proof that God's hand has never left him. Yet the truth remains. He has wandered. He has wrestled. He has hidden things he thought no one could ever see. But God sees. And now he reveals. Do not be afraid. This revelation will not harm him. It will heal him. God says your son is stepping into a season where everything false must fall away. The mask he wore will shatter. The burdens he carried in secret will be lifted. The shame he buried deep will be uprooted and burned away by holy fire. You cannot believe the things he endured silently. But God says he was there even in those moments when your son felt abandoned. He was not abandoned. He was not alone. The angels wept when he wept. Archangel Michael stood guard even when the enemy circled close. And now heaven says the truth is uncovered because breakthrough is near. This is urgent because the enemy is trying one last time to keep your son trapped, to keep him tied to lies. To keep him chained to guilt. That is why God says, open this now. Listen now. Do not ignore. Archangel Michael says, if you dismiss this, the enemy will gain ground. But if you receive it, if you pray, if you intercede, your son will walk free. Your prayers are the key. Your faith is the weapon. Do not underestimate the power of your voice in heaven's courtroom. God hears you. And the moment you cry out for your son with full surrender, chains will break. Demons will flee. Doors that were shut will swing open. What was hidden will be confessed. What was broken will be. Ordinary message. This is not a casual prophecy. This is the moment when we bring everything to light. The executive who accessed your account was not doing it out of curiosity. They were given an internal alert, a system warning, a red flag that appeared at exactly 3:02 a.m. because a check far beyond your daily transaction history was deposited into your name without you knowing. And it didn't come from someone you'd expect. No, it came from someone God has been hiding in your storyline for years. Michael is weeping not because you're in danger, but because of how long you were left in confusion. He is furious at the forces that tried to blind you. He is emotional because God just ordered a reversal of everything that was stolen from you. Yes, you read that right. The amount deposited is only the beginning. It is not the full sum. Heaven says this check is just the signal that more is coming. It is the divine receipt of a war already won. God says the person who issued this check carries a divine burden. They fought the darkness. They fought their own family. They fought public shame. And they still signed your name. My child, you were being protected from seeing it too early. You were being hidden from systems that would have deleted the transaction, but it couldn't be stopped. God made sure the bank server glitched, for 7 seconds, allowing heaven's signature to be encoded into your financial trail. 7 seconds. That's all heaven needed. Michael wants you to know that the bank executive is not your enemy. He is your signal. He has no idea that you are part of a divine movement. But his curiosity is serving heaven's will. He was assigned to investigate. And as he reviews your history, he will see patterns, times when you prayed. And the system shows strange delays, approvals, and reversals that don't make sense in the natural. But in the supernatural, it was all divine timing, heaven's code. A team in the bank is now reviewing your profile. A special meeting has been called. There's an encrypted file they cannot open unless you give permission. That file, it was uploaded by someone who has access to old divine trust accounts. Yes, they exist. No, the world doesn't talk about them because heaven hides what is sacred until the appointed hour. And now the hour has come. God says, this person deposited the check because they owe you more than money. They owe you justice. They owe you closure. They owe you restoration. But they didn't write a note. They couldn't risk it. They only left one clue, your birth date. That's the memo line on the check. Nothing else. Just your date of birth because that's what verifies the divine legality of the transfer. It's not just a check. It's a spiritual redemption. Michael says, you will see sudden activity in your financial records in the next 72 hours. You must not panic. You must not tell anyone. God is working through the silence. There is someone watching you who doesn't want you to receive this. That's why this message was hidden behind layers of divine protection. That's why you're reading it now in this precise moment, because the timing couldn't be earlier or later. Only now. God continues, do you remember the times you thought you were forgotten? When you were down to nothing? Those nights you cried in secret, I was there. And I was counting every moment, every tear, every time you gave when you had nothing left. And now the return is not just emotional. It is financial. It is real. It is tangible. You will see it with your own eyes. But there's more. The bank executive who flagged your account has a cousin. This cousin works in legal affairs. She was contacted this morning by an anonymous source asking for clarification on your rights to an old estate. That estate, it's connected to a person who passed away recently but left behind a sealed instruction to trace you. Only you. No one else. You. God says this is not inheritance by chance. This is inheritance by divine right. Michael says a powerful woman tried to intercept this blessing. She thought she could claim it. She forged your initials on another document last year, hoping to reroute the money, but her name has been erased by the angels. Her documents are now void. There is an unseen courtroom in the spirit where your victory has already been declared. But now it is unfolding on earth through banks, through people, through divine coordination. You must be ready because the next step comes fast. The check that was deposited is only 1/10 of the total release. The rest is stored in stages. Yes, stages. Because heaven knows you're stepping into something too big to receive all at once. The system would collapse. Your nerves would collapse. But God says, I will give it to you in layers so you can grow, adapt, and protect it. But listen, there are people who are going to act very strange around you soon. They will suddenly call, suddenly appear, suddenly want to help. But God says, test the spirits. Not every hand reaching for you is clean. Some are reaching for the miracle, not for your soul. Let me expose them first. Michael says, there are 3 people in your circle who will pretend to be shocked when they hear your good news, but their spirit will resist it. Be still. You don't have to confront them, God will show you through their eyes, their tone, their timing. Just watch. Now, let's return to the deposit. The person who issued the check was once told to stay away from you. Their own family cursed your name, but they didn't listen. For 3 years, they've been secretly preparing this. One check, one move. And now it's been done. They didn't want credit. They wanted peace. They believe you are the key to their redemption. And even though they are far away, they will be shown in a dream holding a golden envelope with your name glowing on it. That's how you'll know who they are. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. Michael wants to show you a number 818. That number will appear on a message, a call, or a reference code. When you see 818, it means heaven has released the vault. This message is long because the weight of the miracle is long overdue. You didn't just survive, you outlasted a system designed to eliminate your lineage. And now you are the one they couldn't stop. The one heaven marked for generational wealth. And God says this check is your trumpet. It will announce what I am about to do. God says there is a date stamped in the heavenly ledger with your initials beside it. That date is approaching rapidly. It is the release date of the full divine trust. The reason why this check surfaced now is because the seal was broken in heaven at the exact moment you declared you were tired. Do you remember that moment, when you whispered, "God, I can't anymore"? That moment triggered the intervention. Michael heard it. The angels heard it. And something shifted in the divine timeline. What was meant to come in 2 years was rushed forward, accelerated. Heaven ordered the delay to be reversed. And now you are standing on the threshold of one of the greatest divine financial shifts ever recorded over your bloodline. Michael is commanding a battalion of warrior angels to surround your digital footprints, every device you use, every login you attempt, every email you check. Divine encryption is being placed on your identity. Because the person who deposited that check is under surveillance by someone dark. That's why it took this long. But they didn't give up. They took the risk for you because they believe that if you rise, generations will heal. You are not just receiving money. You are receiving a mandate. Heaven is trusting you with resources that carry divine purpose. That's why you felt the shaking, that's why you felt the attacks before this message came. The darkness knew what was on the way, but you still stood. And now the reward cannot be delayed. The check deposited into your name triggered 3 reactions in the spirit realm. The chains over your financial access were shattered. The lie spoken about your worth was broken. The proof of your divine inheritance was uploaded into Earth's systems. Yes, even the Earth is responding. Even the people who doubted you will begin to sense it. They will not understand why they feel nervous around you. It's not fear of you. It's the fear of conviction, because what God is doing in your life will expose their complacency. Someone in your family has known about this inheritance. They've been quiet. But their silence was not loyalty. It was strategy. They thought that if they remain neutral, they would still benefit. But heaven says they will only be allowed to observe, not partake. Michael is revealing a key location in your dreams, a door, a hallway, a flickering light. Watch carefully. This is where you will find clarity. Every symbol you see is part of a code. Write them down. Document everything, because your memory will be the vessel that carries future instructions. You are about to be contacted by someone who will sound distant, professional, and extremely formal. But don't be deceived by their tone. Their voice is a key. The questions they ask will confirm what I've told you. Don't reveal everything. Only speak when prompted. Let me fill your mouth. The deposit was not accidental. It was intentional, and it was traced back to a location that no one could predict. The routing number, it doesn't match any known domestic bank because it came through a system tied to international trust foundations, ones that protect sacred family wealth. These are not ordinary banks. These are divine holding chambers, and you've just been entered into the access list. There is a woman who knows. She has been quiet for a long time, but she received a dream. She saw you surrounded by gold light. And now she's nervous because she once mocked your prayers. But God is convicting her spirit. She may apologize soon, but don't let guilt manipulate your grace. Forgive, but protect. Michael says, there are two people who are about to vanish from your circle. Don't chase them. Their disappearance is divine. God removed them to prevent them from stealing your joy. When the full miracle is revealed, you may begin to feel moments of silence in your spirit. Not emptiness, but pause. This is the Holy Spirit downloading clarity. Don't rush. Don't panic. Let it come slowly. The check was a sign. The rest is being delivered in waves. And when it does arrive, when that second larger deposit hits your account, you will remember this moment. You will remember that God told you first. The bank executive still doesn't know your full story. But soon he will have no choice but to contact the mysterious sender. That sender will say only one thing, it's time. And then they will vanish because their assignment will be complete. They were sent by heaven as a courier, not a friend. Their job was obedience. And they obeyed. God says, my child, the pain you went through wasn't punishment. It was proof. Proof that you could be trusted. Proof that you would not sell your soul when life got dark. Proof that you would still say my name even when no one helped. And now proof that you are ready. There's an angel assigned to your financial trail, every missed opportunity, every failed investment, every closed door, they are all being reviewed. Because restoration isn't just about receiving money. It's about returning what was stolen. That includes a project that was stolen and renamed. A testimony that was buried in shame, a divine connection that was severed out of jealousy. All of it is coming back. And the check was the trumpet blast. The announcement. The shofar that heaven blew in the realm of man to declare it has begun. Michael wants to leave one final confirmation tonight. You will see a document in a strange color. It will not look official, but it is. Sign it only after midnight when the spiritual veil is clear. Not before. If you believe in God, type Amen. Archangel Michael says it's an emergency. Do not ignore this. This is not a casual moment. This is not a coincidence. I order you to open this now. This is a direct command not from man but from heaven. God is watching this very second. The atmosphere is trembling because a holy signal has been released. A gate has opened in the spirit realm and your name is echoing through it. You must listen because something is happening that you didn't ask for and yet it is tied directly to your destiny. Someone, a bank executive, has started looking into your bank account. Their eyes were not supposed to notice you, but something just happened that triggered their attention. A large check was deposited and the person who deposited it did something strange. They didn't sign it like normal, they whispered your name under their breath. As if you were meant to receive it, as if the money came not from them but through them. This was not an error. This was not random. This was orchestrated by divine hands. Archangel Michael has descended not to alarm you but to protect you. Because the moment that check entered the banking system, it activated an alert in both heaven and earth. What is happening now is part of a divine setup. The one who sent this check is not who you think. This is a person who carries secrets, secrets that connect back to your past. Someone who owed you something. Someone who took what was yours and tried to rewrite history. But God said enough. No more delays. No more stolen blessings. No more hidden inheritances. What was taken must return, and it will return multiplied. You are not reading this by accident. You may feel nervous. You may wonder if this is real. But Michael says, trust what you feel in your spirit. Not what your mind says, because your soul recognizes this message. Your higher self is already leaning forward. Heaven is surrounding you right now. Your angels are standing close. Your name is being sung in the realm of glory. The check that appeared in your account has weight. Not just monetary value, but spiritual purpose. It carries evidence of a divine promise. And now it is being investigated. Not because it's wrong, but because it is different. The system does not understand what heaven is doing in your life. But they are about to witness it. God says you are safe, let the system investigate. Let the banker question, because in the end all roads will lead back to you and you will be vindicated. You will be elevated. You will be proven right, not by words but by what heaven manifests in your reality. This is not a warning to fear. This is a warning to prepare, because the transfer of wealth that is coming into your hands was promised generations ago. You are the fulfillment of a prophecy someone tried to erase. They thought if they blocked your opportunities, you'd give up. They thought if they kept you busy with survival, you wouldn't notice the blessings trying to reach you. But God has turned their trap into your triumph. The check was deposited because the time has come. The alarm in heaven has sounded. Your season of waiting has ended. Michael says when this check showed up, it activated a deeper layer of divine surveillance. Now every lie spoken against you is being exposed. Every voice that tried to stop your elevation is being silenced. The person who deposited the check was not just sending money. They were returning honor. They were obeying a divine instruction, one they didn't even fully understand. They thought they were fixing a transaction, but they were fulfilling a prophecy. That's why your account is under watch. That's why you must not be afraid. Let them look. Let them search. Because when they dig, they will find favor. When they question, they will be stunned by the truth. This wasn't a gift. It was restoration. Heaven has ruled in your favor. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong. Not now. Not when you are this close to breakthrough. Do not let fear enter your heart. Fear is a liar. Fear tries to convince you that you are vulnerable. But heaven says you are covered, protected, anointed. When Archangel Michael surrounds you, no weapon can touch you. The enemy may try to create confusion. But confusion cannot stand in a place where divine clarity reigns. God has already gone before you. The audit they plan will expose them, not you. The truth will stand and you will not be shaken. Breathe. Let your spirit rest. What you've been praying for in private is now manifesting in public. The large amount deposited is not only currency. It's confirmation. Confirmation that your name has value in the realm of heaven. Confirmation that your life carries a frequency that cannot be ignored. Heaven has tracked your sacrifices. The quiet nights. The tears no one saw. The hard choices you made when no one was clapping. The love you gave when it wasn't returned. The moments you chose faith even when fear was loud. All of it was seen. All of it was recorded. And now heaven is paying attention in a way you've never experienced. You must stay grounded. Do not panic. Don't call anyone. Don't explain yourself. You don't need to fight. You don't need to prove anything. This blessing came from heaven. And no human institution can cancel what God has ordained. They may try to label it. They may ask for documents. They may ask questions. Let them. Because for every question, heaven will release an answer. For every doubt, God will confirm His presence. The signature on that check may be unclear to the world. But it's signed by divine instruction. Your name was written by light. That deposit is only the beginning. Archangel Michael says you've been under attack for years, spiritually, emotionally, even financially. There were times when money disappeared without explanation. There were times when opportunities escaped your grasp like smoke. People made promises they never kept. You worked so hard and yet reward never seemed to come. But now the tables have turned and the check was a sign. A reversal has begun. What the enemy delayed is now being fast-tracked. What the enemy blocked is now being released. And because of that check, your name is being whispered in boardrooms. Your spirit is showing up in places you've never physically entered. Your favor is outrunning your footsteps. You may feel unprepared. You may say, "But I didn't expect this. I don't even know where this came from," and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to know how. You just have to believe who God is, the orchestrator of divine surprises. He doesn't wait for your calendar. He moves when the heavens align. And right now they have the check was a seed of something far greater. More is coming, more deposits, more open doors, more recognition, and with it more spiritual attacks. But don't worry, Archangel Michael has increased your spiritual security. You are guarded on all sides, not just from humans, but from spiritual attacks sent to confuse, delay, or drain you. Stand firm. Do not doubt. Do not return to small thinking. The check was not a glitch. It was a glimpse. A glimpse into your next season. Your kingdom season. The investigation is not a punishment. It's a platform. God is letting them look so they can see. So they can witness what it looks like when someone is truly favored by heaven. You won't have to say a word. Your life will speak for itself. The blessing will defend you. The anointing will answer every accusation. Heaven will not let your name be slandered. You are being elevated not only financially but spiritually. You are being entrusted with more than money. You are being trusted with legacy. Let go of fear. Let go of thoughts like what if they take it back or what if this is a mistake. Heaven does not make mistakes. God's timing is perfect. You have sown enough. You have cried enough. You have sacrificed in silence long enough. And now the harvest is appearing. Do not sabotage it with doubt, receive it. Celebrate it. Guard it. Thank God for it. Because this is not just about you. It's about what He is doing through you. Others will be blessed because of this. Others will receive healing because of what flows through your hands. This is about impact, not just income. You are part of a divine transaction. The check that was deposited is part of a kingdom move, a spiritual wealth transfer. Something bigger than what you see. Don't just ask how much, ask what for. Because God is assigning you new influence, new authority, new power, not to boast but to bless. You will fund visions. You will unlock dreams for others. You will be the miracles someone prayed for. But it begins with you accepting that God chose you. You are the recipient of heaven's abundance. The vessel of light, the example of divine redemption. Archangel Michael says he has never seen such intense interest in one child before. The angelic realm is stirred because you are shifting atmospheres with your presence. The enemy tried to stop you, but it's too late now. You've crossed a threshold. You've touched God's heart too deeply. Now the Father has made a decision. Nothing will stand in your way anymore. Not even banks, not even laws, not even opinions. If heaven says yes, no earthly power can say no. And heaven just said yes loudly. You are safe. You are chosen. You are wealthy in more ways than you know. The check is just the beginning. God is about to release more than you asked for. Because when He restores, He doesn't restore to your level. He restores to His. So prepare. Stay in alignment. Guard your peace. Watch your connections. Protect your joy. Because everything is shifting and heaven has already declared it is done. If you believe in God, type Amen.